What's going on, guys? Penzik with Reaper Gaming here, and today there's no background video of me playing anything or Big Mike playing anything or anybody else playing anything because I want to focus full attention on the question at hand. What is wrong with the video game industry coming to the end of 2014? And it's not just at the end of 2014, but it's throughout the last couple years, and it all starts with, who to blame. And when it comes down to who to blame, it's as simple as I am, you are, we the end game consumers, the players, the guys who are the idiots purchasing the microtransactions and buying all the DLC and everything before the game's even out, before the game's actually finished. With all the recent outrage with Destiny, the on-disc DLC leaks. They might be on a disc, they might not, but if you already bought the DLC before the game came out, and you're going to bitch about the DLC being on the disc, you're already to blame because you already paid for it. It's there. If this is something that outrages you, you shouldn't have bought the DLC before it even came out. You should have played the game before you bought anything else for it. And unfortunately, I've made this mistake myself. Call of Duty Ghost, I bought Season Pass and everything else before the game was even released. Before I even seen half of the videos of them playing. When they first announced it, I paid for everything. The Season Pass, the game, some other stuff, bought a new headset for it. A lot of money out of my pocket for a game I didn't play much of, and the only person to blame is me. I can't blame Infinity Ward, I can't blame Activision, they used the hype machine and they sold it to me. They did the job that they were supposed to do. They sold it to me. And you see stuff like Titanfall being an Xbox exclusive, and Titanfall, from most Xbox players that I talked to, has failed. It was a letdown. It was a disappointment. The simple fact of exclusives alone from third-party manufacturers and game developers as a whole, as the end-game consumers, that should outright piss us all off. And whether you're an Xbox fan, a PlayStation 4 fan, or whatever, you should, if something comes out exclusively for Xbox and not PS4, and vice versa, you should be upset. Why? Because if that game is great, if that game is badass, if that is the best game ever, and it's only available on Xbox, imagine how many sales that game developer missed on PlayStation platform alone. Now what this means is when they miss these sales and it's only on one system, they're less likely to put as much money into the next one, because there wasn't as much money to begin with. If you miss out on 10 million extra sales alone, that could make or break an industry. A game itself could just be gone. Even if it's a hit, that industry, that company might not have enough money to make the next one as good as they wanted to, or even take it to the next level. And that's what we should be expecting, is not Madden 14, Madden 15, Madden 16, or they just update rosters, or Call of Duty where they're just updating graphics. We need to bring the innovation back to the game industry, and it starts on our shoulders. And this goes without saying. When we pay $60 for a game, you expect the whole game to be on a disc. And if the game's great and you want to buy the DLC, and the DLC is more than worth it, that's fine. That's great. We should do that. We support that company. They did a good job. We need to reward them by saying, hey, great job. We love what you're doing. We want more of it. We're willing to pay more for it. Not, hey, this game was okay, but, hey, I see you releasing patches and all this stuff in the near future, but there's a DLC now, so let's buy the DLC now. All this sends to the manufacturers and the creators of this game is that we are willing to accept a half-assed result, a half-assed product, and give you our good money for it. Not saying, oh, this game's half-assed, it's not a complete game, why don't you guys pay $30 for it now, because we understand we screwed up. They're going, no, you want this whether it's screwed up or not, it's $60. And it shouldn't even be that much. And everybody was worried about coming into PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Will the prices of the games increase? Will they go to $65, $70? And everybody's, no, if it goes to $70, I'm not paying for it. That's uncalled for. It's unjustified. It was the same story when we went from PS2 to PS3. When it went from $50 a game to $60 a game. Well, guess what, guys? You went from paying $60 a game to paying almost $120 in most cases. $90 plus in most cases for games. Because not only are you buying the game, you're paying for all these download contents that should be on the disc or should be free, or how hard is it for map packs for Call of Duty? They run off a game engine, and the game engine is essentially, and if you guys can go out and look at this for yourself, but Crysis engine is free to use. Unreal Tournament 3's engine, the Unreal Engine 3, that's free to use. You can go back and download these and make your own games on these engines. They will let you step by step create a game. And what these engines allow, and what the Infinity Ward engine allows, and what Blizzard's Battlefield engine allows, is literally everything is preloaded in there. Barrels, boxes, buildings, whatever you can think of, grass. But literally, it's a cut and paste. You put it together. And it's a simplified version. And all the work that really goes into the game is based off the engine. So when you figure something like Call of Duty ran off Infinity Ward engine for a while, when they're in Modern Warfare 3, that's the same engine that they started Modern Warfare 1 with. Which means they just added a little bit more textures, a little bit more detail on your computer in the PS3, and they got a little bit better at handling these graphics. Now, why is it, if they're using the same engines game after game, are they charging you more for map packs to take them? I would assume a skilled developer could probably bust out a map pack in under a day. Literally, if you really wanted to think about it, it's, like I said, go download Crysis Engine 3. The Cry Engine. Please go down Cry Engine. It is free. And it will show you boards that are already pre-made, and you can go through and find plenty of YouTube videos step by step on how to put these together, how to do elevation, terrain, water, grass, trees, wind. All of this stuff's already pre-programmed in there. And I did it screwing around, my brother did it screwing around, and you guys can do it screwing around. And it's actually a nice look, a nice peek inside of the video game industry. And when you actually sit there, and if you guys do this, you're going to see, if you know how to do this, if you're familiar with it, once you learn all the ins and outs real quick, it's not hard. And 3 maps, I hate to say it, doesn't justify $15 more. I don't see it being that much. I honestly don't. Especially when you figure, say, 20 million copies of Advanced Warfare sells like it did in Modern Warfare 2, 3, and then Black Ops and Black Ops 2. If 10 million of those people buy a $15 map pack, guys, do that math. That's a lot of extra money for what? And that doesn't include microtransactions at all. For you buy a coat or a shirt in a game that makes it's colored black instead of green, you pay $2-3 for. That's not the game manufacturers fucking us over. I hate to say it. That's them doing a phenomenal job at sales and marketing. That is that hype machine going 100%. It is our fault we bought it. If this is the things that we want to see go away, we got to refuse to buy them. If the game absolutely sucks, the promise of them fixing it needs to be put first before we buy anything else. If the game comes out and it's broken, we shouldn't be buying the map packs. We shouldn't be buying the microtransactions. We shouldn't be buying anything until this game, or any game, works 100%. And as I said, look at Destiny. For Xbox One players, you're not going to get a strike on The Dark Below for almost a year. You're not going to get one of the strikes because it's an exclusive deal with Sony. Now, what does that do for Sony? I mean, really, that doesn't help Sony out. It really doesn't, guys. At this point in the game, we're a year into console release. We're coming into holiday season. They're just trying to build who's a better platform. And they're trying to say, hey, we have these exclusives. And Xbox did it last with Xbox 360. And it doesn't help the games out in the long run. If you as an Xbox One player are pissed off that you're not getting no strikes, don't buy the DLC. Do not buy it. Just don't buy it. If you don't buy that DLC, Destiny and Bungie, the people that made Destiny at Bungie, are less likely to go, hey, Sony, we'll give you this exclusive for, blah, blah, blah money. But, if you guys don't buy it, they might have got, $10 million for an exclusive, but they might have lost out on 10 million people on Xbox One who didn't buy the DLC. Guess what they're going to do next time? you're going to get the DLC. There's not going to be an exclusive there. They're not going to do it. They lost more money than they would have earned. So a little self-control, and I am urging the Xbox One players not to buy the DLC for Destiny, because if you do, it's just going to show Bungie, hey, we can screw these guys over, and they'll still give us their money. And I feel the exact same way for PlayStation 4, and I'm not saying this because I'm a PS4 fanboy. I had a Nintendo Wii, we got 360s, we got PS3s, I plan on buying an Xbox One. But with PS4, when they released exclusive shit for Xbox 360, yes, I want to play it. You know, Dead Rising, I'd love to play Dead Rising, and then it's going to come down to it that I'm going to have to buy an Xbox One to do it. Now, what does this mean for the people who make it? They're losing more money than they would have gained. So, overall, we control what the game industry does, step by step by step. We 100% control what they say, what they do, what they release. If they release garbage and we don't buy it, guess what? They're not going to release garbage anymore. They're going to have to learn, or they're going to go out of business. This should not be like the huge automotive crash where GM, Ford, and everybody fails, and all of a sudden they're all bailed out. I'm sick of bailing these games out for these developers out for bad games. It's not worth my money to bail them out for bad games. It's just to the point, guys, that we need to step back, say, hey, we demand what we paid for to begin with. We demand it to work. We demand it to be glitch-free. If it's not running right, don't release it. I understand launch days, November 3rd, 4th, whatever, for Advanced Warfare, but if this game comes out and is not playing right and there's glitches and it needs patch after patch after patch just to get it to play, I will not be buying any download content at all for it. Just to show them, hey, the next time you release a game, make sure it is right. Because guess what, guys, like I said, if we all buy the download content for it and that game still plays like garbage, they're going to do it again on the next one, and they're going to do it again on the next one, and it's going to be a repetitive state until we all get fed up at one point, say no more, and we don't buy anything, and then the whole industry crashes. And if the industry crashes, we're going to lose gaming as a whole. And, you know, I see all the fanboys for Xbox, I see all the fanboys for PlayStation, I see all the fanboys for PC, and the sad part is there should not be a segregation of us, console, PC, or even Sony, Xbox players. We should work as a whole to make sure that Grand Theft Auto comes out for PC too. To make sure that all these games, Advanced Warfare, everything comes out for PC, for Xbox, for PlayStation 4. And we force the console manufacturers, not the game developers, but the console manufacturers, to focus more on what they do with their consoles to make sure their consoles are right, that everything's perfect on them, that they're playing the way they should be, that they're performing the way they should be, that you get your money out of them. Make them focus on that, on their consoles, over, well, we got Destiny exclusive, so you should buy a PS4 instead. That doesn't cut it, guys. That shouldn't be what's selling the consoles. It's the console power, what you get, what you pay for, should be what sells that console. And a lot of it right there, imagine if Xbox and PlayStation spent the time more focused and more money focused on reverse compatibility, paraphernalia reverse compatibility. I would have loved to have been able to come into PlayStation 4 with my PS3 controllers and have extras, because that stupid ass fucking light bar in a PS4 controller is fucking retarded. I don't use that fucking damn thing at all. It doesn't even need to light up. I didn't even have the eye for the PS4 for the longest time. It does not need to be on. There's no point to the goddamn fucking thing. I don't play any games that use it. What's it do? Oh, if I'm getting shot in Call of Duty or Destiny, it goes red when my health gets low. When I'm good, it goes to green again. That is not a system-selling feature for me. I hate to say it. I honestly hate to say it, but that was a waste of time and money. So it is up to us, guys, to make sure they put the consoles first. And there needs to be no more game exclusives. None. And you can rag on me all you want, but it should be equally distributed from the third-party game manufacturers. If Sony owns that game company, fine. If Xbox owns that game company, fine. No issues. It's their IP. But for third parties, we should demand, straight up demand, equality through the video game industry. There used to be the GameStop adage, power to the players. I think we need to bring this back. I really think we need to put power back to the players, or else there's not going to be any players left, guys. There's not going to be any consoles. You're not going to see PlayStation 5. You're not going to see Xbox 2. You know, it's just not going to happen. So I am urging you guys to fight back. This is how we're going to do it. I am boycotting Destiny's download content because I feel Destiny was not complete when it was released. I feel Destiny was not a $60 game in value. And I know there was a lot of people that felt that way. I will not buy any Call of Duty Advanced Warfare download content or microtransactions until I see this game is actually good and plays the way it's supposed to. They will not get another dime out of me. Just won't happen. And the same goes for like PlayStation's Drive Club. That game was supposed to be all about making clubs online. You can't even get online to do the clubs, and people paid $60 for this game. And that should be right there, full refund. I don't need any more Battlefield incidents where there's glitches and errors and system crashes on launch day. That shit should be figured out before it releases. And I'm hoping you guys understand that and hoping that you will help us fight back as a whole. Remember, guys, we need power for the players. We are the power. We are the final say. We are the controlling aspect. If we don't buy their product, their company goes out of business, or at least hurts them enough that they know they can't release and sell us garbage anymore. And if we do it to one company, and all it takes is one company, imagine boycotting Madden 16. Everybody just refused to buy Madden for 1 year. EA would hurt so bad, and all of a sudden they would realize they would have to put more innovation into their games, and they would have to put more focus to the players and not just on that money. But as always, it's up to us. It's not on them, it's on us, guys. So if you can, if you liked it, if you liked the rant, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you guys feel about what's coming down with the game industry. And you know, I really enjoy hearing what you guys think, because I know I'm not the only one out there who feels jaded by the things that have happened. As always, you guys have a good day.